What is going on, guys? It's Dan here from the Wolfpack, bringing you another win from Vitor Pereira, this time at Molineux, under the lights against Manchester United. 2-0 to the Wanderers, and it's Boxing Day Dreamland. Stick around, see you in just a sec. Welcome, guys, one and all, to yet another win under Vitor Pereira. 2 games, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, just a lot of positivity, and we're going to talk all about it. Before we get into it, though, do us a big favour, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss future videos when they happen. Guys, I've done this video a few times because I can't do it justice just how good Wolves were today. This was coming off a performance away at Leicester where Wolves dominated the game, scored 3 fantastic goals in the first half, and then just cruised into a fantastic win in the second. This was a little bit different. You know, it required a little bit more, you know, thought and concentration and just levels, really. The levels needed to be increased for this fixture. We're against a struggling Manchester United side, you know, but at the same time, it's Manchester United. They've got some very, very good players. You know, they've just got a new manager, one of which I really wanted before he went to Manchester. Wanted him for a long time. Fantastic manager. But I tell you what, Wolves didn't let any of that bother them at all. Vitor Pereira got it completely spot on. Let's talk about how we set up. So we set up same way again. A 3-4-2-1. It's actually more like a 3-4-3. With Ryan Aït-Nouri and Semedo on those wings. Aït-Nouri back in the team. Instead of Rodrigo Gomez. To be honest, that was the one change, really. Every other thing was exactly the same as the last game. And we're going to talk about player scores at the end, so we'll get into that in just a minute. Let's talk about the game in general, guys, because in this first half, what you're going to see something here. You're going to see United demanded possession. And to be honest, they got the majority of the stats, didn't they, United? But this doesn't tell a story. If you didn't watch this game, either on TV or in the stadium today, something happened, and that was we pressed. And our centre-backs was right in the faces of some of their attacking players, and they couldn't cope. They absolutely could not cope. Some of our centre-backs today, some of our defenders in general, made it extremely hard for Manchester United to do anything. They couldn't break us down. They couldn't operate in the midfield. When they got wide, it was going out of play, or, you know, they weren't getting forward enough. And all of that comes from a very well-structured side that we haven't seen in the Premier League this season. Wolves defended absolutely valiantly in that first half, and not just defended valiantly. The patterns of play in that first half was like prime Brazil. The way we were playing it around in triangles, the way that it was one touch passing, you know, getting right into the face of Manchester's back line, Manchester United's back line. It was really awe-inspiring stuff. Like, I know there's quality in this team, and today, coming off a win against Leicester, and all that positivity in the air, I was confident. I was absolutely confident that we'd get something from this game. And I even said 2-0. I just had a feeling. You know, I'd watched United in their last game, you know, when they lost to Bournemouth and everything. And I could just see the weaknesses, and I could see how we could exploit those weaknesses, and that's exactly what we did. And I'm just really, really, really proud of the team, of the manager, of the fans. Everything today was absolutely amazing. And in that first half, they went in and we were applauding them because not one player, bar maybe Aït-Nouri a couple of times, put a foot wrong. Some fantastic saves from Sarr, some fantastic bits of play and everything. And you could just think, if we could do that in the second half, but convert those chances into goals and convert that movement into, some really threatening, action in the final third, we could hurt them. And that is exactly what happened. Now, let's be honest. Let's look at the stats. Our possession is increased. But that is because not only did we play fantastically well with the ball, which is Vitor Pereira's, tactic really, to be a possession team, to be a team with possession, but do something with it in an attacking sense, and also be solid at the back. And we were that all game. We were that. But it did help that Bruno Fernandes was sent off for a second yellow, and I've watched it, and I don't know what he's doing. If United fans are watching, I really, really do not know what he's doing there. Really bad from your captain to be doing something that cynical so early on in the second half. Because like it or lump it, he's a key player for United. So taking him out of the equation basically won us the midfield, and Andre and João just completely owned the midfield. And Matheus Cunha, I mean, we'll talk about players at the end like we always do, but Matheus Cunha today, mate, is just... That's a different level of player for me. That's a world-class player showing you just what he can do. He covered every blade of grass, every mistake that was made at the back where there wasn't many, but when there were, he was always there to help. He gets an assist, he gets a goal. And right at the end of the game, he's really marching forward to get us up the pitch. Because we did have to weather a bit of a storm towards the end. United started to turn the screw a little bit. Made some good substitutions, to be fair, and started to turn the screw a little bit. But we've held firm, and it was really, really down to just a really good game management again. Like, the game management from this Wolves team under this manager is chalk and cheese to Gary O'Neill, because Gary O'Neill could not manage a second half performance if we were winning a football match or looked like we were doing better than the other team. It always turned the other way every single game. And 2 times now I've seen us, game management's been fantastic. Substitutions at the right times. Just you could just see we're switched on and we know what we're doing. And I was just really, really impressed. So in the second half, Cunha gets a goal from a corner. I think that's the first ever time in the Premier League for a Wolves player to score directly from a corner. It's a fantastic corner because it's a threatening ball regardless of anyone getting, their head on it or whatever. But it completely sails past everybody and ends up in the goal. And I could see what Onana was thinking at first, complaining to the referee about, obstruction and whatever. But at the same time, no one actually fouls Onana. Like, he gets pushed into... A Manchester United player pushes him into Onana's back, Aït-Nouri into Onana's back, and that's what throws him off. But I don't really think that there's nothing Aït-Nouri could really do to get out of the way, and it ends up going straight into the goal. Fantastic from Cunha, who deserved a goal, and also it's just magical to see, just how much a player of his quality loves this club as much as he does. Like, there was links to United not long ago, and it's just amazing to see, him giving it to the United fans a little bit, which was amazing. And you just see, like, he loves this club, and he loves this city. He said that loads of times before. And after that, Manchester United, huffed and puffed, but they couldn't do anything with it. And Wolves pretty much dominated, and managed the game really well. And then right at the end, Cunha gets free after a great ball by Doyle over the top. Puts it into Hwang, and he puts it in the net, and it's 2-0. And I was just going mental, man. Like, Molineux today was at its old best. Like, really, really, really proud of to be a Wolves fan, not a Manchester United fan, for goodness sake. To be a Wolves fan, because I think I said this in one of my videos recently, but growing up, a lot of the people that I knew were Manchester United fans, and it is what it is. People go for success. It's the same with City now. A lot of people from a young age are City fans or whatever, and I was very much on my own. Really, there's maybe 3 or 4 Wolves fans that were in my school and whatever, and we were taunted all the time because obviously, United had a fantastic team, in the early 2000s. And we're fantastic, and when we got one win over them, and it was a huge thing. But for the majority of my childhood, they were a phenomenal team, Manchester United. So to win against Manchester United is always wonderful, always good. But this one was very special because we needed to follow up on that Leicester performance. We needed to follow up on that with an extra 3 more points, because we are going to be fighting down there now. And, hopefully, I mean, we got Tottenham next. They're struggling. They lost again to Forest today. So we could be playing Tottenham when they're hurt as well. And I mean, we've played United when they're hurt, and we've managed to get 3 points. So maybe we could do the same against Tottenham. Who knows? But yeah, guys, I'm just really, really, really happy with that performance. I thought we were just phenomenal. I thought we played them completely off the park at times. It was amazing. Just to see us really, really show just the quality that we have in this side. So yeah, player scores, guys. Player scores. Let's start with Sarr. Best I've seen him this season. Most comfortable I've seen him this season. He was out of position maybe once, but was saved by Totti, who had a great game. But yeah, Sarr, just really good. Like, distribution was really good today. Not just his distribution as well, but he's he was claiming balls. Doing the really good goalkeeper things, basically. Like, I couldn't believe the one save he made in the first half was prime Sarr, which we hadn't seen for a while. And it's good to see, man. It's really good to see, and long may it continue. Like, I don't want to keep making Sarr a scapegoat when it comes to our defensive, like, worries and whatever. And he has been for quite some time, really. I mean, that's why we bought in Johnston. The back three today were fantastic. Toti Gomez, best I've seen him this season. Maybe a little. Sometimes he needs to release the ball a little bit, like it gets under his feet a little bit, and he seems to be a bit awkward. But him getting back, covering out Nori, who in my opinion had a bit of a poor game, to be honest. Probably the worst player on our side of the pitch. Yeah, fairly poor. But Toti Gomez was just amazing. Like, he basically played 2 positions the majority of the game. Really, really good. So, Bueno, an unsung hero, but everything that came at him in the air, he just cleared it. No problem whatsoever. Very, very reliant, no-nonsense defender who can actually pass the ball out quite nicely to Andre and Zhao. So that's good. Doherty today, if Cunha didn't have the game that he did, I would probably give Doc the man of the match because he's still playing out of position, but he's made that role completely his own because he's still switching with Semedo and getting forward, but he's also playing that centre back role, and they couldn't get round him. I was calling him, Irish Cafu because the balls he was spraying to the left and right was ridiculous. And not only that, but like his defending was fantastic. Semedo really, really good again. More to his best, if I'm honest. Like getting down the wing and relieving pressure, and just a really, really good performance from all of them really at the back. Other than Aït-Nouri, who had a bit of a poor game, but maybe that'll change. With a few more games under the new manager, maybe he'll be able to improve him a little bit more, because I still think he gets caught out a lot in the midfield. He seems to he seems to go missing a little bit, and then you look at the space behind and it's vacant, and Totti's trying to do two jobs, which he did today, but he's not going to be able to do that every game. João and Andre, I don't know how they've both not got 8s, because both of them were phenomenal. Both of them ran every blade of grass, basically became 10s, wingers, centre-backs and midfielders throughout the game. They just adapted to anything, any position that they found themselves in, they adapted to it and completely ran the midfield. And honestly, that's probably the worst I've ever seen Mainu play, but a lot of that is down to the fact that Andre and João Gomez just completely nullified him. He couldn't get on the ball. Cunha, man of the match by far. Probably like a 9, maybe even closer to a 10, because, like I said at the start of the video, this guy, his energy is absolutely electric. He gets in any 11 in the Premier League. One of the best 10s in the Premier League by far. He can just do everything. Anything you think of as a footballer, he can do it. The amount of times he got back and got people out of harm's way and got the ball and got us into attacking situations and everything. Just a really overly phenomenal performance by Matheus Cunha. And he just showed class constantly throughout the game. Every time the ball was at his feet, you were just thinking, you were confident that he was going to do something positive. And he does that every single game. He goes missing maybe once every now and then. But when he's on his game, mate, he's unplayable. Absolutely unplayable. Just glides with the ball. Guedes, I thought, was really good in the first half, but then sort of started going missing a little bit in the second. But I still think he links up really, really well in that front three. And he seems to... His pace seems to have improved for me. I don't know why, but his pace seems to have improved. And that really, really helps in situations where you need to get the ball further up the pitch, and him and Cunha do that really, really well. Strand Larsen again, he's going to have a negative score, isn't he? But I still think the ball was in the net twice. So if any of those goals counting, then you're saying that he's had a great game. The only thing he didn't do was score a goal. His hold-up play was good again. He bullies defenders to get into positions and everything. He made Maguire's job an absolute nightmare. I just thought he's just really positive for all the 11 today. Played their roles and did the jobs. Didn't moan about it, and were just fantastic in anything they were told to do. They just did it, and I couldn't be prouder. I absolutely could not be prouder. But yes, guys, let me know what you think in the comments about this, because this, for me, is the best we've performed all season. I know we've not had a great season, but the nature in which we've won this game goes back to Nuno era for me. The nature in which we've won it, it just feels good. Everything feels good around this team and this manager, and long may it continue, because we deserve it. The quality of this team does not deserve to be where it is. So we just need to keep the confidence going and hope and pray that it lasts as long as possible so we can get out of this rut that we're in, and then look towards January and improve the little areas in which we need to improve. Do you know what I mean? So we should be really, really positive, which I am. I'm absolutely buzzing. I've done my absolute best with this review because I literally had no voice for majority of the first attempt, so I've done pretty well. But yeah, guys, if you like that, do us a big favour, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And until then, get in the comments and let me know what you think about this performance and about this win. Come on, lads, what a win. Come on.